So hello guys, welcome back to Game Face podcast. Today is episode number 14. भूल गया
छोड़
जो भी हो गिनाओ मत चलो. So today is episode number, I don't know what it is, but we have today with us Dr. Drusha, who is a physiotherapist, and she also does a lot of sports therapy, and she is our second female guest. So let's talk to her. How are you, Drusha ma'am?
Good, I'm good.
कैसा चल रहा है आपके, क्या चल रहा है आपके लाइफ में?
So basically, I have my clinic, as you know, here at Hirandani, and I have a clinical OPD that runs, and I see amongst all the patients that I see, some of them are recreational. I wouldn't say everybody is a sports player, definitely. Some of them are athletes, and some of them are recreational sports people, and some of them are normal age group people that come to the clinic, and then they have to get their treatments done.
So physiotherapy is again a very big thing in sports, and like how did your journey begin?
I have done my bachelor's from D.Y. Patil, and then I went ahead and did my specialization in musculoskeletal orthophysiotherapy, and I am also a dry needling, kinesiotaping and cupping practitioner. So I've certified in all these things, and that is how it began, and it actually began with my dad suffering from a chronic low back pain, and he had visited Key Spine for his treatment. So when he was undergoing his treatment, he was so satisfied with the whole treatment part, and he was so happy with the whole treatment that he was like, and I was always like, I did not want to do MBBS at all costs. So he was like, why don't you choose, like, why don't you check this out? And then he took me to Key Spine. I remember talking to a physio there, and she told me that why don't you like offer a D.Y. Patil University. I was actually thinking of taking admission in DPO because it's nearby in Thane only, and I rather went to D.Y. because it's like a big university and it's affiliated, it's a private university. I took my admission there and started.
Again, I have a lot of respect for medical students because itna saal they dedicate to it. So quite commendable. And as our podcast is about sports, so I would ask you like how कौन सा injuries आपके इधर आते हैं मतलब sports से related?
So a lot of shoulder, knee, then of course hamstring pull injuries are a lot, and there are certain sports that come up with a certain kind of injury. So you see a lot of tennis elbow, then you will see a lot of hamstring pull in cricketers. You might see a lot of rotator cuff injuries in throwers, and then even MMA fighters. So a lot of MMA people are coming right now since we are like affiliated to the gym and all. So there's mixed martial arts where they have to do like a overhead and a underhead, that punch and all. And these players come with a lot of rotator cuff injuries. Even throwers, when they have to bowl and stuff, when they have to do an overhead bowling and an underhead bowling, all those things, they come up with a lot of rotator cuff injuries. Apart from that, I would say football players land up with a lot of ACL injuries, and basketball players, so they have to like really jump really high and then land on their heels and their ankles, so they come up with a lot of ankle injuries, sprains and stuff like that.
Even bodybuilders,
Yes, gym trainers.
So I have been talking to a lot of people who have ACL, and ACL has become a very common injury these days, and it is a really huge injury because I have seen my friend of mine, so he actually used to play football, so उनका ACL tear हुआ, अभी वो football नहीं खेल सकते, so he is just working on his strengthening.
That's like a biggest thing for a physiotherapist, I would say. When we have to come across like an athlete who really wants to get back to his sport, so sport for him is like his whole career, and his whole financial depend on it. Sometimes some patients come to me who have actually they've found their life through their sport, so for them to make them stay away from sport is a very challenging part, I think, for any physiotherapist, for that matter any orthopedic doctor also, because it's a lot for them. So if I tell them he won't be able to play this game coming Saturday or Sunday, they are like, no, I just want to go ahead and I want to play even with the injury. So for me to explain and to counsel them he won't be able to do this for the next 3 weeks because you have this sort of a soft tissue injury or say something more like a ligament injury. So that is very, very challenging, I feel.
Right. Should we talk more about the ACL injury? So ACL में I have heard कि there are 2 types of injuries, right? If there is a little tear in the muscle and the
Complete tear.
complete tear, yeah,
True,
ligament tear.
true.
So can you speak more about that?
So if you have like a small tear, partial tear it is called, and if your MRI report comes out like there is not grade 3 or grade 4 sort of a complete tear, the doctor will normally send you to a physiotherapist. He must, and a physio is the one who will take care of it non-surgically. And if it's like a complete tear, then the ortho will definitely suggest him to undergo a surgery where they actually join the ligament back to the bone through a screw or whatever fixation that they have to go ahead with. So otherwise they'll send it to the physio who will take care of the rehab, and the rehab protocol then lasts for about 6 months or so. Then again for that player to like remain away from the sport for 6 months is again a big deal for him. So that 6 months, and the 6 months are like divided into, first the inflammatory stage where you have to actually make the patient rest and do small exercises that we are not basically contracting any muscle groups around the joint, but we are activating those muscle groups. Then you have the mobility phase where you are supposed to increase his ranges, and then comes the strengthening part, and then finally comes the return to sport or the return to sport, his particular sport, whatever sport that he is into, football or say whatever. Where we make them do a lot of agility drills and proprioceptive drills where they have to jump up and down, do lunges and all those things.
Right. So all this is a part of rehab.
Yeah, rehab.
And it goes up to 6 months.
6 months, yes.
Again,
sometimes even 9.
It depends on the person also.
Person to
how
person.
His body is reacting to it.
Yes.
Again, no, I've seen this meme. It was quite a few times. मतलब वो एक इंजरी मतलब बंदा रहता है ना, वो बोलते हैं कि men with ACL tear, broken shoulder, still working out, and men with जुकाम हो गया तो घर पे बैठ जाते हैं.
नहीं.
So that is rehab is very important. मतलब छोटा इंजरी बाद में बहुत बड़ा हो सकता है.
तो ऐसा भी होता होगा कि एथलीट को कोई इंजरी है बट उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा पहले, मतलब he might have an injury but he's still playing, या ऐसा कुछ.
That happens a lot of times. So now the recent guy that I'm seeing, he basically has a rotator cuff injury. He's not having the ranges and he's still going ahead and doing a pull-up. He's still going ahead and doing his fight, and to again counsel them and to tell them that you have to get yourself assessed first. I have seen him. He's told me that he's changed doctors because some certain doctor has told him that you will not be able to, you can't go ahead with your fight. And for that reason, he's changed his doctor. He's come to another doctor, and the doctor who, like I might have told him, I'll get you back to your sport, but you'll have to do all these proper rehab. And with the strength and conditioning coach, the problem is that they're not very they don't know the rehab part of it, so they have to actually know the rotator cuff muscles, how to strengthen them at different angles, I would say. So all these things are taken care of by an exercise therapist or a physiotherapist. So for these fighters it was like a very difficult thing to make him understand,
So
that you have an injury going on in your shoulder, and he's come up with the left shoulder, okay, and it's not even like the right
Dominant
one.
one.
And once I check on the right side, then I come to know that the ranges are affected, the strength is affected, and how are you doing this? How are you going about your play with this sort of a scenario? And he's like, I just want to do it. I don't have anything else apart to do other than this sport that I know of.
Yeah, we quite get it. मतलब
नहीं वो डर बैठ जाता है कि अगर मतलब
somebody else is going to take your position, so that also goes on ahead a lot.
Right.
Somebody else is going to take my position, he's going to go ahead of me, and I have to be the best out, because there's so much competition going on. I heard his podcast also, and he was like, cricket mein there's a lot of competition going on, badminton mein it's a little less, so he might have opted for badminton or something like that. And that's it. That's the
So
thing.
how hard is it to deal with such patients? और उनको समझा पाना कितना difficult है?
Very difficult, very difficult. So this is the place where the psychologists come into picture. You have something known as a sports psychologist. So where these a lot of elite athletes, you would say, they have like a team of people working with them. So you have a physiotherapist, you have somebody known as a sports psychologist working with them, then somebody orthopedic, but an orthopedic who's well versed with the sports science part of it. So they actually have to work. We have to be working as a team basically for these players. So you might have the physio, obviously. Then there's a coach, and then the sports psychologist will take care of the part where the player is going to a depression or he's stressed out that I'm not able to play this game, and that is where they come into picture.
So in sports generally, like what are the major injuries that happen? Like ACL one you have mentioned. Apart from that, you said rotator cuff.
Hamstring injuries are there. Then there's rotator cuff injuries. Then a lot of times even I would say ligament tears, meniscal tears. All these are very common. Yeah.
And
that's
which
all.
sports do they come from the most?
So all sorts of sports. If you are not training yourself properly, if you are not doing your workout, I would say even the warm up properly, you might land up having an injury. Even if they are not into the game, not focused on their game, they have this whole habit that they have some stress going on in the back of their mind. They might land up with an injury. So that's the thing.
So again he said MMA contact sport. So उसमें बहुत injury तो होना ही है.
Yeah,
And
any
he-
sort of contact sport. Even football is like a contact
Right,
sport.
right.
When you actually tackle
Collide
somebody,
with- collide with
and then
players.
tackle that person, and then his foot is grounded, and you actually go and hit that person's knee. It's all gone. So there's something known as the terrible triad, where your medial collateral ligament, your medial meniscus, and your ACL, all the three are somewhat torn or somewhat injured. So your MRI report will give you the idea of all these structures.
So if a person is going through that, मतलब तीनों tear हो गए. So how does the rehab look like?
So the rehab, it actually depends on a lot on the strength, on what strength the player was at before the injury. What is the status after the injury? Is he undergoing surgery? Is he not undergoing surgery? All these factors really depend. Then his diet, nutrition, his age, like obviously
Right,
like small people will undergo
Heal
rehab,
faster.
deal faster. Even the nutrition, I've seen sometimes I've seen that the players who are non-vegetarians have actually recovered faster than who are vegetarians. I know of a lot of athletes. Now this is very debatable, so very controversial, but then I also know of athletes who are vegetarians, completely vegetarians, and they are going ahead with their whole sport thing without any injury or anything like that. So it's very debatable.
Right. Injuries are like a part of sport, right? मतलब if you play a sport, एक बार तो जिंदगी में हुआ रहेगा injury. So how to avoid injuries in sports? Like if we play cricket on a regular basis. So every weekend we play. So how do we not get into injuries, or how do we avoid injuries?
So for somebody who's a recreational player like you and say Parsh and say Kaivalya, you have to do like a sport, so like once a week or something like that, and you have to go ahead with it. You make sure that you are stretching your muscles properly, you are doing a proper strength training, and basically if you are hitting the gym, picking up lifting some sort of a weight now, I would say that your chances of injury are very very less. Also if you're working on your proprioception, your balance, so the chances of injuries are very less. Also do a proper warm up before you go for the
Right.
please do a warm up. Be it very small, like range of motion, mobility exercises for your shoulder, for your wrist, for your knees, ankles, anything, but just do the mobility exercises and then go ahead with the sport, and then maybe after the sport start stretching yourself up. So stretches actually improves the mobility.
Right.
So sometimes if a physio gives a particular stretch, and the player actually does a quite good job in the sport than without all these things, he might do it in a lesser amount of time, and he might give his best in the sport during the sport.
Yeah, true, very true. Warm up पे बहुत emphasis डालते हैं लोग, coaches also, and stretching again, cooling down your body from the workout that it has been through. So Ashrat, जिम में तू कैसे करता है? तू करता है वार्म अप जाके?
हाँ वार्म अप करता हूँ मैं, बेसिक वार्म अप लाइक शोल्डर वाला एंड दिस दैट, ये बेसिक वार्म अप
दिस
है
इज अ
बट
स्ट्रेच.
हाँ स्ट्रेच,
हाँ, that is a stretch. So you're
तो
supposed
उसको ही
to
वार्म अप
hold-
समझ के कर रहा हूँ 2 साल से.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
नहीं
Any
मेरे
words?
भी क्लासेस में चलते हैं, मेरे कराटे क्लासेस एक्चुअली, तो वहाँ पर हाफ एन आवर तो मैं सिर्फ उसमें ही लगाता हूँ कि वार्म अप करना है, स्ट्रेचेस अच्छे से करने हैं, मतलब
Also
body
just
relax
do
होता
like
है।
a run, like
हाँ,
just
वो
do
भी
a
चलता
small
है, yes.
jog or something like that. That pumps up like blood circulation, वो जो बढ़ाता है ना वो joints and वो इसको and वो the heat that is generated in the body that normally helps you improve the ranges and you can avoid any sort of an injury when you are playing.
So मेरे को पूछना है because he plays 2 to 3 sports, he has represented district state level पे खेला है, so for him how big is the role of warm up या फिर sports को छोड़ के बाकी क्या चीज़ें करनी चाहिए in diet and all?
Yeah, so apart from the sport that you play, I would say like you should be training yourself a lot because these days what we are experiencing is we are losing our muscle mass at a very young age. So I'm landing up with patients who are coming to me with prolapsed disc and discs, slip disc and these things, and at a very young age. So at 25s and 30s they are coming up with a prolapsed disc with a nerve impingement, and you should be like basically training yourself out, actually going to the gym, lifting up weights, and for females especially I've seen that they have this taboo or they feel that you know, I'll be bulking, I'll be looking a little bulkier if I hit the gym, and it is only for the men. Even to the gym that I visit, I have there's very few females who come to the gym as compared to the males. So a very big request to the females is that you should be hitting the gym and you should be lifting your weight because there's something known as sarcopenia. After we reach our 30s, there's something that happens to our muscles. So our muscles start depleting at a rate of 1 to 2% every year. So we are depleting. So even if we don't want to be bulking up or not strengthening our muscles, but just to make sure that we are preserving whatever we are having is a very important thing to do. So to hit the gym, and there are different forms of exercises, of course. So you have cardio, something known as cardio, you have strength training, and you have other forms also. So do something that you enjoy doing, but you know, avoid not doing any physical activity at all. Rather than not doing a physical activity, I would say do whatever you enjoy doing. Go play a sport. Maybe do a Zumba session. Maybe you do yoga, flexibility, work on your proprioception. And apart from these things, these are all like cardio related, where they'll actually elevate your heart rate. But apart from these things, try and do something.
Strength training.
Yeah, something for your muscles. Strength training and conditioning. Strengthening and conditioning is the best thing to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is true क्योंकि 2.5 years ago मुझे भी lower back में pain था काफ़ी, so I went to an orthopedic. So he told me कि मेरा weight भी ज़्यादा था उस time पे काफ़ी, I was around 85-86 kgs. So उसने बोला कि your weight is little higher than it should be, and क्योंकि exercises वगैरह नहीं करता, so you have got that pain, some disc कुछ तो था वो, so I don't remember what it was. So he told me he gave me some exercises, and I also had swelling in my left shoulder. So उन्होंने कुछ मेरा हाथ पकड़ के ही उनको समझा कि लेफ्ट शोल्डर में swelling है. So he said कि जिम ज्वाइन करो या फिर कुछ भी एक्सरसाइजेस करो. So जब मैंने जिम ज्वाइन किया, I started doing back exercises like deadlifts and all. It went away. The pain went away. So what do you have to say on that?
So firstly, I would like to talk about that weight part. So if he's told you that your weight is more, I would like to tell you that the weight comprises of something known as your fat mass and your fat-free mass. Yeah. So whatever mass is there, apart from the fat percentage, you have something अपना bone का mass है, and then you have muscle mass.
Right.
So these two comprise of your fat-free mass. So you have to make sure that the fat percentage is really low. Really low. So it should be, you know, less than say 20% ideally. Okay. So you need to make sure that the weight is not just like I might look very lean to you or something like that, but I might be having a lot of fat percentage in my body. So to make sure that you are not just dealing with your weight, because once you start reducing your weight, you are also losing out on your muscle mass. So don't do that. I would say get yourself scanned. get a body composition analysis done, where what will tell you how much is your muscle mass percentage, how much is the fat mass percentage, and then start working out accordingly. Start improving your muscle mass. So once you start hitting the gym, your weight is not actually going to drop because you're building your muscle mass, but then your fat is going to drop once you go into that calorie deficit diet or something when you start working on your diet.
Makes
calorie
sense.
deficit is again very difficult. मतलब बहुत टाइम से कट में है but हो नहीं रहा. So yeah, you
Mental
said the
cut
point
है
is
वो.
very true कि once you start hitting the gym, no, you will eventually lose weight, but that will be in a very slow manner. But you will lose fat. That is the main goal that everyone should target. नहीं तो कुछ लोग रहते हैं, देखो go to the gym 3 महीना गए, weight loss नहीं हुआ, छोड़ देते हैं.
छोड़ देते हैं हाँ.
Again, we spoke this about yesterday also, that consistency is the key.
Yes,
And you have to hit the
consistency.
gym every, I would say 3 times a week.
Yes,
That is the
yes.
bare minimum you should
Bare
do.
minimum you should do. Yes, correct.
Mhm.
And you make sure that you're not exercising one particular group of muscles every single day. So
Right,
if you did shoulders today, you can go ahead and do a shoulder again day after tomorrow.
Right,
So
right.
it's not necessary, and you can target different muscle groups in your body every single day at the gym, all 5 days a week, I would say. And then apart from this, do something for your cardio, so that you don't land up with a cardiovascular disease. So start elevating your heart rate with, say running, jogging, sprinting, cycling. If you like to go out, play a sport, or anything.
So yesterday on the podcast we had a marathon runner, and she had mentioned about menopause, and even you said that after 30s women start depleting their muscle.
Yes.
So it is quite evident कि Indian woman के दिमाग में वो है, मतलब they are stagnated themselves कि मैं घर का काम करती हूँ, झाड़ू मारती हूँ, I keep heavy utensils ऊपर वगैरह. So उसमें मेरा काम हो जाता है, मतलब एक्सरसाइज करने का ज़रूरत नहीं है. That mindset is very wrong.
Very, very wrong.
Even my mom, she has like recently only hit the menopause stage. So after that I have seen that the weight has been increased a lot, not a lot but थोड़ा बढ़ गया है. Then there is not a lot of physical
Bone mineral
activities.
density starts depleting.
So knees में दर्द होना,
Yes,
that will
yes,
occur
yes.
when you age.
Age.
So उसके लिए मतलब that mindset needs to change. आपको क्या बोलना है मतलब Indian women को?
Like I really want to tell them that even they come and tell me कि ये तो बच्चे लोग के लिए ये हम कैसे करेंगे करके, but I have to really explain it out to them, counsel them कि ये हम कर रहे हैं so that the next 20 or 30 years of your life should be better.
Right.
So I have to really tell them that you should be able to do a squat, a deep squat. So you can sit on the floor and stand up, get up and stand. So that you should be able to do. You should be able to lift. Say if you reach 60s and 70s, you should be able to lift your grandson and all those things. You have to start lifting up weights. It's the only thing that we as children can tell our parents maybe, that you are supposed to gain that muscle mass, because that muscle mass is going to deplete after a certain age.
True.
And if you want to keep your joints and your bones healthy, you are supposed to be exercising. And by exercising, I don't mean walking. So a lot of patients come and tell me that, ma'am, I do walking as an exercise. Walking is not an exercise. You have to be strength training or strength and conditioning, lifting up weights, basically working on your muscles.
Right,
That is
true,
something
very
that-
true. बहुत वो भी है walking, मतलब walking will also, मतलब fat loss भी होगा तेरा, muscle loss भी होता है उससे. So strength training is again important, and also हर एक muscle group को week में train करना is important. Yeah.
Walking is not just an exercise. It might be a form of cardio, but it's not an exercise.
True. Even cardio is important for your endurance,
Yeah.
but your daily activities and all, once you age, strength
Even
training
if
is the
you reach those 10,000 steps a day, I wouldn't say that the person is fit.
right.
Because he might not be having a muscle mass percentage in his body. He may be at a very high risk of, say, cardiovascular disease or something like that.
Right.
So आपके पास जनरली कौन से एज ग्रुप के लोग आते हैं एथलीट्स में?
Athletes में I would say 30s, 20s,
ओके
20s and 30s, yeah.
20s.
Mostly at 20s and 30s.
एंड हमने आपका पेज देखा, उस पे बहुत ओल्ड लोगों को बहुत आपको पेशेंस है आपके.
yes,
सो
yes.
व्हाट डू यू
Geriatric age group. Yeah, again, I told you, na, so the 50s and the 60s age group, they are losing out on their muscle mass like anything, and they are landing up with a lot of knee pain, arthritis, See, because what happens is your entire body weight is taken by your knees.
Right.
Now your knees are something that the ortho is going to tell you कि osteoarthritis है after a certain age, because that's the first diagnosis that we as people, we as medical students have to see. That are you a certain age group, and then of course it's going to be because of age related changes or degenerative changes that are happening in your bones and your discs and your menisci. So it's not just the knee, it is about your spine. Every certain joint is going to degenerate. That is how you age, and that is how, like, a process that has been made by God, designed by God, so that you die at the end of it. So to prevent that, you can't be actually reversing this whole process. But what you can do to keep yourself fit and healthy is to make sure that the muscles around your joints are strong enough to, you know, bear that weight, whatever weight that we are carrying right now. So I always tell them that if you are, you know, say 50 kg, so one knee is taking about 25 kg of weight. So you have to make sure that that knee is so strong that it is able to take that weight, 25 kilos of weight. And for that you need to be doing some squats, you need to be adding more resistance, and you need to be lifting up weights and doing a squat and a lunge. So that is very important. So you might have seen my geriatric patients also, like, lifting up weights and doing a proper like a supported squat or something like that.
I saw that thing with the resistant band, they were doing it.
Yes.
मतलब even if I think most of the generation, Gen Z generation, मतलब अपने एज के जो भी है, their parents, even the late millennials जो भी है, their parents are now aging, मतलब they might have crossed the age of 55, and अभी अपना audience भी mostly वही है. So I would urge them to talk to their parents and say कि मतलब start strength training, improve your diet, add some more proteins to it. So because I put a lot of emphasis on this, मतलब मैंने parents को भी बोला है, मेरे जो भी relatives भी है, मैं हमेशा यही बोलता हूँ उनको कि मतलब यू शुड इंक्लूड अ लॉट ऑफ प्रोटीन इन देयर डाइट, क्योंकि दे थिंक दाल मतलब हो गया 100 ग्राम प्रोटीन आ गया.
Exactly. So protein is very important. So diet, it's like basically अपन एक तो अंदर बैठना चालू किया है. So there's no sunlight reaching our skin. There's no, even if we take calcium, there's no vitamin D3 to actually absorb that calcium from your gut. So taking up sunlight, and for the muscle mass strength, whenever we start strength training, I always recommend them that if you are a non-vegetarian, you start eating your eggs, you start eating chicken maybe, and for the vegetarians you start having any form of dal. So dals and even, you know, paneer and all these things. But there are very limited options for the vegetarians. But still I have seen athletes also to go ahead and play the sport. So I'm like, ki nahi, why we have like vegetarian, maybe there are a lot of other sources of protein that we can have. Tofu is one of them. Soya bean.
Whey protein is again again उसमें भी lactose intolerant कुछ है तो आशीर्वाद जैसे.
Okay, you can go ahead with moong matki, all these things. They are very high in protein.
But again the thing with these things are vegetarian, बहुत ज़्यादा quantities में खाना पड़ेगा, so that you hit your protein goal.
Protein goal, yes.
स्पर्श कराटे के बारे में कुछ तुम लोग में होता है इंजरीज कराटे में?
इंजरीज तो बहुत होते हैं. आई मीन वो तो हार्ड कांटेक्ट की वजह से होते हैं, मार दिया वगैरह.
Again a contact sport.
Right.
तो बहुत हार्ड होता है खेलना. मेरे को एक पूछना था कि अबाउट वेरेबल टेक्नोलॉजी, वो कितना यूजफुल है एथलीट्स के लिए?
Which technology?
वेरेबल टेक्नोलॉजी एनीथिंग?
Yeah. Very helpful. So all these watches, they actually give you your heart rate. You can actually measure your heart rate before the game, after the game, you know, and there are so many other stuff there. You can actually have your timer and all these things. So they're very very useful for the athletes.
तो उन लोग को मतलब आई मीन कितना रिलाई कर सकते हैं उस पे कि कितना परफेक्ट है और कितना रेस्ट लेना चाहिए?
It's not the gold standard, but then yeah, you can always have like a something, you know, something better than nothing.
Right.
So you can have like a some sort of a data that you have with you, that, you know, I was here and now I'm here. So some sort of a data is always better than no data at all. So I've seen these fancy watches. Even Virat Kohli has got this watch.
Yeah, right. Virat. अभी आई हैव बीन विद अ लॉट ऑफ क्रिकेटर्स के साथ में थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस सेशन में रहता हूँ. दे वेयर दिस थिंग, ऐसा मतलब वो टैंक टॉप रहता है, कैटापुल्ट क्या रहता है वो. So that company actually analyzes everything, like from your running speed to your bowling speed, what is your average bowling speed and all.
Exactly.
So nowadays, not just cricket, all sports are getting very technical. And as you
Technical
mentioned
also.
about the variable thing, you also said Virat Kohli.
Yeah,
A lot of
yeah,
people are getting into that. Matlab, even us being common people, we have the watch which gives us a step count वगैरह.
Step counts, yeah.
So technology is what the sport is moving into.
Because just have some sort of an data to rely on, you know.
Right,
You can always compare yourself. So if I was at a particular heart rate or a pulse rate, and I'm improving and I'm going to a particular heart rate. So basically all athletes have a lower heart rate and they have to actually achieve, like, maintain that heart rate throughout.
Okay. So now that you're talking about heart rate वगैरह, so what should be the ideal heart rate once you are like in a very high intensity workout? Suppose you're on a treadmill or you're on a run, marathon वगैरह. So what should be a person's ideal heart rate be?
It should be 220 minus your age.
Okay.
So whatever is your age, that should be your maximum heart rate.
220.
Into 0.7 into your age actually.
अच्छा, so 220.
Yeah, 207 minus 0.7 into whatever your age is.
Okay.
That should be your target heart rate.
When you're doing high intensity
High
workouts.
intensity, yeah, of course. It's
Achha.
called as Karvonen's formula. You can go ahead and Google it.
Okay.
Karvonen's formula.
Kargonen's formula. So what happens when you're hitting that? The
So that is your ideal heart rate for your age and your whatever.
What if it exceeds that?
It's okay. It's okay, yeah.
I've heard कि heart
But
rate.
then you shouldn't be doing it because a lot of then accidents happen at the gym and then people go ahead with a cardiovascular accident like a stroke or something like that. Even heart attack.
Right. This is a very sensitive topic and मतलब it is very important also कि मतलब लोगों को ध्यान देना चाहिए इस सब चीज़ों पे, not just going in and उठा.
और बहुत वीडियोस आते भी है ना कि डेडलिफ्ट्स मार रहे 200-250 को एंड ब्लैकआउट हो जाता है.
नहीं, इफ इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी क्यों कर रहे हो? मतलब तुम लोग अगर कोई स्पोर्ट में कम्पीट नहीं कर रहे जस्ट फॉर बीइंग हेल्दी, नहीं करना चाहिए इतना.
Yeah.
मतलब ईगो लिफ्टिंग, व्हाट डू यू हैव मतलब व्हाट्स योर ओपिनियन ऑन ईगो लिफ्टिंग? मतलब
और ईगो लिफ्टिंग के वजह से कोई पेशेंट आया है आपके पास?
हाँ.
So yeah, a lot of gym injuries actually happen when you do a deadlift. Mostly it's like a deadlift that they do, and you are actually not really strong at your core, and you're not wearing a belt or you're not following a proper posture and a form that your trainer is telling you, and then you land up with an injury. Is, I guess, what you mean by ego.
Right.
Yeah.
Ego lifting is
Ego lifting.
lifting more than your
What you-
Capacity, yeah,
That is
yeah,
ego
yeah.
lifting. I have seen a lot of ego lifters in my gym. I am sure you might have also seen.
सब जिम में
So
होता है.
I would suggest that you don't go and increase your intensity. So a physio who's an exercise therapist will actually tell you how much intensity, how much frequency, and how much reps and how much duration it should be in a week also and in a day also. So they'll actually guide you with the proper intensity also. So if you are, I would say that instead of you like lifting more weight, try and do more reps first. Like
Right.
try and increase your frequency first and then increase your intensity.
Right. Get it.
That is when you land up with less injuries.
So now that we are talking about gym में ऐसा कौन सा exercises है जो you think कि are more injury prone?
It's
Deadlift that you want mentioned.
yeah, but there's nothing that is more injury prone if you are strong at your core, if you have done your warm up properly. There's nothing that is wrong at the gym, so you can actually go ahead, but with a proper form and technique.
Right.
You should always make sure that you have that trainer who's telling you what the form and posture should be. You're engaging your core. Basically, by engaging your core, what I mean is you're doing a tummy tuck. So
Right.
muscles below your navel, you're actually activating those muscles, so you're strong at your back.
Right.
Because as athletes also, when we treat them, we focus a lot on their core. So because we always say that the force, whatever force, even if it's like a badminton player or football player, so all that force is coming from your core.
Right.
And by core, I don't mean those six-pack abs. I mean the deeper muscles, your
Right.
internal, your external obliques, your actually transversus abdominis. So we have like a belt around our whole abdomen and our back that actually supports our spine. So this belt is running deep. So it's actually holding our organs and it is holding the spine in place. So when we target these muscles, these deeper group of muscles now, when we start activating them, that is when we are going to have a less chance of injury, I would say. So even I like do a tummy tuck whenever I'm driving my scooty also, whenever I'm lifting any heavy weight. So I make sure that my tummy is tucked in and I'm doing that.
Again, spine is a very sensitive muscle, and Indian bowlers have a lot of back injuries these
Back
days.
injuries, true.
Like Hardik Pandya went through a surgery. So, as you mentioned, tummy tuck. Can you tell what is tummy tucking?
So it is like a very basic of Pilates. There's this muscle known as the transversus abdominis. So there are these anterior superior iliac spine. These are basically bony prominences that you can feel when you just go down your navel slightly laterally. By laterally I mean outwards. So you will feel these bony prominences. You have to place 2 fingers above these bony prominences and you're supposed to cough out. So you'll feel that muscle actually bulging out.
Oh.
When you try and tuck it in, by tucking it in, when you pull the muscle towards your navel without holding your breath. So that is when you're activating the muscle. So that contraction for a longer duration endurance, if you develop, so your core, I would say, is very strong.
While you were saying it, I tried it. अभी इधर बैठ के. Then when you said hold your
Yeah.
breath, तभी मैंने सांस रोक के रखा था, फिर सांस छोड़ा मैंने.
Exactly. So that's not just the core part, but you're supposed to engage your core whenever you do any other activity also. So squats will also help your core, and other balance exercises will also help your core, given that you're doing like a nice tummy tuck and you're holding, like engaging your core muscles.
So जैसे you said कि deadlifts are not मतलब आपने ऐसा नहीं बोला कि नहीं करना चाहिए, but थोड़ा संभाल के करना चाहिए according to your औकात. पर I have seen a lot of people doing that jerk thing.
Clean and jerk.
Kettlebell लेके and वो सब. So
Yeah.
what opinion do you have about that?
Again, then you are going at the end range of your joint and you're actually harming the joint more than I feel. So that is my opinion. Obviously, this can be again
क्योंकि a
debatable
lot of
by other
cricketers do
physios.
that.
Okay.
हाँ.
Cricket में it's a very basic. So Virat Kohli and all these guys. Harbhajan Singh had Virendra Sehwag had an opinion कि it's of no use, नहीं करना चाहिए. But he's a retired bloke, so
Yeah.
वो player to player depend करता है.
Yeah, but then also if they are of that caliber, they are they have gone through that strength and conditioning thing, and you might be talking of something called as a proprioceptive. So where you actually contract the muscle and then relax it completely. So those are fine, but you have to have that strength and that conditioning to do that sort of an activity where you do that push up and then you clap your hands. So you're basically contracting the muscle completely and then relaxing it.
Right.
So that's a very I would say high velocity thing, and you're supposed to be careful about it, but they'll be able to do it. People who are strengthened and who are properly conditioned will be able to do something like that.
So again that only जो अपन ने बात किया ego lifting जो नहीं करना चाहिए. अभी तूने क्रिकेटर्स का बोला. I think they are capable of doing that. So maybe वो लोग करते रहेंगे, but again different opinions, very debatable topic.
Yeah.
So going forward और कुछ
About vegan diet, I mean there were some articles about Virat Kohli कि वो vegan हो गया है.
Yeah.
हाँ विराट कोहली का मैं वही बोल रहा हूँ. आई थिंक मैंने उसका कुछ तो एपिसोड देखा था विद गौरव कपूर ना.
हाँ,
गौरव
red
कपूर.
meat he gave
सो
up.
आई थिंक ही वाज कंज्यूमिंग अ लॉट ऑफ रेड मीट. उसकी वजह से उसका एसिड
Spine,
ज़्यादा हो गया था
spine,
एंड
yeah.
उसके स्पाइन में कुछ तो वो ये हुआ था. आई वांटेड टू आस्क यू दिस बट मैं भूल गया था. सो मतलब व्हाट हैपेंस, मतलब ऐसा होता है क्या कि मतलब एसिड बढ़ गया और मसल मतलब बोन पे गेट्स अफेक्टिंग.
So I wouldn't say that, but I haven't seen something like that in my career yet. But again, veganism is something that a lot of people are like following, and I would say that it's okay unless and until you are
Hitting the
correct
goal.
proportions and you're taking that correct amount of protein. It's okay if you are a vegan, it's okay if you are a vegetarian or non-vegetarian, given that you're also doing exercises, so you're also doing strength training or whatever like that. Maybe you should ask this question to a dietitian. She'll have a lot more knowledge to say about it.
So I think that's all from our part, and we had a lot of conversations about injuries that happen in sport. Then we went to talk about women in India, not women in India, women in India,
Indian
and
women.
Indian women. So that mindset and all that needs to change, obviously, and we have spoke about it in the last podcast also. So Dr. Dhruv, it was great talking to you. Thanks for coming to our
Thank
podcast
you.
and
Thank
giving
you
us
for
time.
having
Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for
Thank you so
coming.
much.
चलो फिर guys, see you in the next episode.
Next episode.
स्पर्श ने थोड़ा ज़्यादा बात की. चलेगा guys. See you in the next episode. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.